Yeah.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out. And the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and, you know, man, he be cracking them dudes. Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Go dump it on him, go. I'm not paying.
When Joe Rogan saw Gervonta Tank Davis's newly bulked up physique ahead of the Jake Paul fight, you could almost hear that signature Rogan tone switch on. Part amazement, part full-on scientific breakdown mode.
Usual.
Yeah.
His style's so unusual, and it's like patience.
Yes.
Yeah. But he finds these openings and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient.
Right.
Like, when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he's like at a world champions that are competing today at the highest level. He probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds.
Yeah.
Because he just wait, but he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take.
On his podcast, Joe didn't waste any time sugarcoating it. He watched Tank's latest training clips and said, "Dude looks like he's been forged in a powerlifting lab." And honestly, he's not wrong. Tank's shoulders are popping, traps sitting high like a bull ready to charge, and his frame looks way thicker than what we saw before the Ryan Garcia fight. Rogan began breaking it down the only way he can, explaining how the added mass could change Tank's explosiveness, and how his punch velocity and hip torque might actually increase instead of slowing him down.
Whether someone's ever going to be able to figure that out, or whether or not he's just going to keep cracking people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's part of the fun of watching it. I've talked to a lot of like real boxing purists. It's like, you can't rely on that style.
Right.
He's got to be busier. When he gets to the best guys, it's not going to work out. Like, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The real highlight came when Joe compared Tank to a mini Mike Tyson with modern training science, saying he's built to detonate, not just box. He even took a playful jab at Jake Paul, adding, "If Jake thinks this version of Tank is coming in for a points win, he's out of his mind. That dude's coming to end it early." You could tell Rogan respects the grind. He loves watching a fighter evolve. And this version of Gervonta Davis looks like evolution on overdrive. Not literally, but in the way a fighter reinvents himself to prove a point. Joe summed it up perfectly. This isn't Tank Davis version 2. This is Tank Davis Unleashed.
He got that ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude. You know?
Yeah, coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well. You know, product of his own environment.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique.
All right, so after we watch Joe Rogan geek out over Tank's new bulk and basically crown him a mini Mike Tyson on overdrive, we shift to Wade Plummon's breakdown, and things get even juicier. You can tell these guys aren't just flexing for the camera. They're building a blueprint. I mean, Calvin Ford is in the corner like a mad scientist with a clipboard, dissecting Jake Paul's every quirk, every little, "oh, that might hurt me" moment. This isn't some casual sparring session. This is Tank sharpening the saw, plotting angles, and locking his mind into a space where the only possible outcome is dominance.
I said this about everybody that's fought him. The ones that don't take him serious, the ones that say he's a YouTuber and everything else, they end up losing, or they end up looking like, oh, wait a second, this guy was a little better than I thought. They end up either getting taken by surprise or actually sometimes losing because they don't realize that Jake actually takes it serious. So this is good to hear. Just already right off the rip, they were already doing something.
Surprise. So tell me, you know, when did you hear about this?
They've been going back and forth for years, Tank and Jake. They've been going at it for years, and it would have happened sooner. You know what I'm saying? But we had.
And listen, when I say Tank is targeting the body relentlessly, I'm not just talking cardio punishment. I mean carving Jake down like a Thanksgiving turkey, making every step forward feel like wading through molasses. Now here's where it gets savage. Watching this footage, you realize Tank isn't just bigger, stronger, and faster. He's smarter. Ford's coaching isn't about letting Tank throw wild bombs. It's a chess match, figuring out how to make a 60-pound monster pay for every inch of reach he thinks he owns.
Targeting the body. And it's the best thing that Tank could do for this fight. I mean, trying to go headshot for headshot with Jake Paul when he's probably Jake's 7 inches taller than he is. I'm assuming he's going to have a bit of a reach, even though Tank has that kind of freakish reach for his height. I don't think that's a great idea. And again, you're at eye level with Jake's belly button damn near. So you're going to have to be able to land shots right there on the waistline. And it's probably the best idea if you actually want to knock Jake out in this fight, if you actually want a game plan, because again, it's an exhibition, but if you want a game plan to get him out of there, you have.
I can see it now. Tank's volume punches snapping off the body, Jake's hands dropping, and suddenly we're in late round fatigue territory with opportunity knocking. You and I both know that if Tank lands clean like this, it won't just slow Jake down. It'll flip the script on the entire fight. And the funniest part, everyone's talking exhibition circus. But these clips show Tank treating it like a world title defense. Because when Calvin Ford's in your corner, fear becomes just another tool to sharpen. Buckle up, because this isn't Tank showing off for Netflix. It's Tank plotting a takeover. And you better believe he's ready to exploit every crack in Jake's armor.
Tank to actually knock Jake out. I'm just, that's like 70-pound difference, 60-pound difference. That means something. And Jake's not some guy that's never thrown punches. He's a relative novice when it comes to, skill level that Tank has, but still, he knows how to protect himself. And again, his body structure allows for some mistakes to happen that he wouldn't have to pay for like he would if he was 135 pounds. Point being, I would be impressed, very, if Tank knocked him out cold or dropped him with some,
And just when we thought Calvin Ford's honesty was wild, here comes Lamont Roach Sr. dropping straight-up boardroom heat on Gervonta Davis's business moves. The man didn't even throw punches. He threw contracts. He basically said Tank skipped a rematch and ran to Netflix like, forget honor, I'm chasing algorithms. And honestly, I can't even lie. This Jake Paul fight feels like boxing took a hard left into a YouTube thumbnail. Just imagine explaining this to an old-school fan. Yeah, bro. Tank Davis is fighting the guy who used to prank people at Target.
A lot of people say, oh, money this and money that, but you got to do business the right way. You know what I'm saying? You got guys on that other side, especially fighters that take time out of their life, train, get their coaches and sparring partners. They go to different places, travel. They invest a lot of times in their career, and it's a lot. So, when they get back, they get news like that, it does not receive well. So, but we solid. We're going to stand 10 toes down, man. And
But here's where it gets funny. Roach said it straight. You can't just break business and bounce for more money. And I'm sitting there like, bro, tell that to half of Hollywood and every influencer with a boxing license. Still, he's got a point. If Tank really ditched that rematch for Jake Paul, that's like skipping the NBA Finals to play a celebrity 3-on-3. Yeah, you'll get the bag, but your legacy is side-eyeing you hard. Now, don't get me wrong, Jake Paul can punch, but Tank's built like a pocket nuke with gloves. This isn't content creation. This is career destruction. And if Jake walks in thinking this is another influencer exhibition, he's about to learn real quick. Tank doesn't do collabs. He delivers consequences.
Better than Jake Paul. Some people feel, well, Jake Paul is this big heavyweight that punches hard, and Tank's going to find out, do you feel like this is going to be an actual real fight just underneath the term exhibition? And do you see the fight playing out when someone gets hurt?
I don't even want to talk on that fight, so I can care less about what it is. It's an exhibition, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. He ducked that work. Yeah. He ducked that work.
And right after Lamont Roach Sr. went off on Tank for skipping business ethics 101, his son Lamont Roach Jr. stepped in and torched the situation like a man done being polite. He straight up said what everyone's been whispering. Tank didn't just dodge the rematch. He swerved into the Jake Paul circus like it was Coachella. And the best part, Roach called it exactly what it is, for laughs. I mean, bro, imagine training your whole life for a world title just to watch the guy who beat you jump into an influencer brawl where the biggest headline is glove size. You can feel Roach's frustration. This man wanted smoke in the ring, not Tank chasing clicks on Netflix.
Fight versus Gervonta after this fight?
Who knows? He said he's retiring. I believe him. Honestly, I think he's scared. So if he's going to retire, I believe he's going to retire.
You think he'll retire after the exhibition match?
I think so.
Why do you say that?
Because he gets scared.
And listen, I get it. The Jake Paul fights have dollar signs spinning like a Vegas slot machine. But legacy doesn't live on TikTok. If Tank's really walking away after Jake, That's like a superhero retiring mid-series because the merch sold out. I mean, Jake Paul's 200 pounds of content creation versus Tank. Built like a human missile. That fight's either going to be the shortest main event ever or the biggest marketing masterclass since Logan boxed a weather app. Either way, this whole thing feels like boxing jumped from HBO drama to YouTube reality show overnight. But hey, we'll all still watch because when Gervonta Davis steps in there with Jake Paul, you know something viral, violent, and very, very expensive is about to go down.
Gervonta fight, the weight, the ounces on the gloves, 12 ounce, and then, you know, Calvin was asking to get the 10s. What do you think about that? And people who don't understand that.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about their fight per se. Like, I really don't care. I don't care about.
Here's the wild part, man. This fight feels like a social experiment disguised as a main event. You've got Jake Paul, the internet's golden boy of chaos, stepping into the same ring as Gervonta Davis, a guy literally bred in Baltimore's boxing trenches. It's influencer culture versus real fighter mentality, the algorithm versus the art form. And the crazy thing, both sides need each other right now. Jake wants legitimacy. Tank wants legacy outside the usual boxing bubble. It's like two universes colliding just to see who bends first. But here's my hot take. If Tank cracks Jake clean, that's not just a knockout. That's a cultural reset. That's the day boxing reclaims the internet from the influencers. But if Jake somehow survives, even drags Tank into the later rounds, oh buddy, we might be witnessing the birth of the most hated success story in combat sports history. Either way, this isn't just a fight. It's a battle for who owns the spotlight next.
Where people say, oh, he's terrible. Jake Paul is not a world-class fighter. I don't care how a person feel about that. Fighters that started in their formative years, like we did, 8, 9, 10, we got too much time in. Jake will never catch up.
And there it is. One's chasing greatness, the other's chasing validation. But both are gambling with everything that makes them who they are. When those gloves touch, it won't just be a fight. It'll be the moment boxing finds out if authenticity still beats the algorithm. Because either Tank's about to remind the internet what real power looks like, or Jake's about to pull off the biggest plot twist since McGregor versus Mayweather. But what do you think? Is Tank about to drop Jake faster than Wi-Fi in a hotel lobby? Or is Jake really built to survive Baltimore smoke? Drop your thoughts below. Debate it, roast it, defend it. I want to hear all of it. And yo, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters, the home of real talk, wild takes, and zero filters. See you in the next one.